Hey there, what's up, everybody? Boy, it's interesting to see this. We've got the Senators at the Athletics here today. Yesterday, we had the Athletics at the Senators, but in 1949. Kind of fun when the schedules meet up like that. Of course, we're showing you this game here because the Athletics are a game and a half out. The Senators are 2 games out, and that American League is really, really tight. It's still anybody's game, and we'll see how long this one lasts. This is what makes it fun. Jim Delahanty will start this off for the Senators. Rolls a 24 for a 31. That's a fly ball over to Oldring in center field. One away. It's Otis Clymer now. He rolls a 55 for an 8. That's going to be a ground ball over to the shortstop. Nichols throws to first for the out. 2 away. And here is Bill Shipka. He rolls a 54 for a 45. That's a fly ball to right field. Murphy has it for the out. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Jimmy Collins up there rolls a 54 for a 45. That's a fly ball, this time to Otis Clymer in right. 1 away. Danny Murphy now with a roll of a 45 for a 14. That is the first walk given up by Long Tom Hughes. Only 9 given up by him so far this season. And Murphy's a little bit slow, but I think we are going to bunt with Oldring. And here it comes. It's a 51 for a 9, which is a good bunt over the left side. Shipka has it, throws over to Delahanty covering at the first base bag for the out. Puts Murphy up to second, and here is Ossie Schreckengos, the catcher. And Ossie rolls a 45 for a 14. Another walk given up by Hughes. 2 men on, 2 outs. Bottom of the first. Eddie Collins now. And he rolls a 36 for a little 33. We'll see if that holds or not because we have the little E-roll. It's a 32 out of the range. That's a little pop-up over to the shortstop McBride. He has it for the out. We go to the top of the second, and it's Clyde Milan. Milan up there rolls a 33 for a 7. That's a single to right field. And here comes Jerry Freeman with Milan on at first. Milan is fast, and you know what that means. It is hit and run o'clock. And the roll is a 42 for a 13, and that's a strikeout. And strike him out, throw him out as the runner is caught. Stealing, good throw by Schreckengos. That 11 doesn't help you there. That's living by the sword and dying by the sword. Here's George McBride, who rolls a 33 for a 7, and there's the single to right that probably would have wound up sending the runner to third base, so it ends up being a waste for the Senators. Bob Gainley now rolls a 45 for a 14, which is just a ball. His next roll is a 42 for a 13, and he strikes out. We go to the bottom of the second inning, and it's Topsy Hartzell. Hartzell up there rolls a 61 for a 40, and that's changed to a 36. It'll just be a ball. And next is a 35 for a 14. Hughes, having some problems with his control today, has given up 3 walks, if my count is correct. Yes, there it is right there. 3 walks given up, only 1 actual full inning pitched. And Harry Davis now rolls a 36 for a 32. That's a fly ball over to Clymer in right field for the first out. Simon Nichols now. Nichols rolls a 64 for a 29, and that is a ground ball back to Hughes. He throws that one, turns around and throws that one over to McBride for the force out at second base. 2 outs, and is Eddie Plank. Plank rolls a 16 for a 26, and that's a little ground ball, this time to Delahanty, and he flips it over to McBride for the force out. We go to the top of the third inning. Quiet game so far. John Warner rolls a 32 for a 26. That's a ground ball over to Collins at second base, and he throws over to first for the out, 1 away. And here is longtime Hughes. Hughes rolls a 14 for a 43. It's a fly ball this time to Hartzell on left, 2 away. And here's Jim Delahanty. He rolls a 53 for a 19. That's changed to a 16. That's a little fly ball over to Oldring, the center fielder. We're at the bottom of the third inning. We're not even 5 minutes into this video, so someone's going to tell me I go too fast again. Jimmy Collins now rolls a 22 for a 7, gets a single to right field, and it's kind of hard for me to slow it down if no one's getting base hits. I mean, what am I going to do, scratch my nose? Here's Danny Murphy up there now with the runner on at first base, and his roll is a 21 for a 30. It's going to be a fly ball over there to left field, and it's Gainley who has it for the first out. Here is Rube Oldring. Oldring rolls a 12 for a 25. That's probably going to be a double play. Let's see what happens. Lily rolls a 24, just barely misses it, and it is a double play. It goes over to Delahanty on to McBride, and then over to first to double him up. We go to the top of the fourth inning, and it's Otis Clymer again. Only 3 hits combined in this one. Ooh, and there's a 66. 66 is followed up by a 55 for a 2. That's a triple to left center field. That'll bring up Bill Shipka with Clymer on at third base and nobody out. Do we swing away or do we bunt? What do you think we should do, swing away or bunt? The infield comes in. I'm going to swing away after I'm looking at this card. Maybe I should bunt. You tell me what you think. What would you do in this situation? And the roll is a 16 for a 26, and that's going to be a single that goes through the drawn-in infield, and that will score the runner. Shipka goes over to first base. So it's academic at this point, but I'd still like to know, would you bunt in this situation or swing away? Clyde Milan now. And the roll is a 12. It's almost an 11. It ends up changing to 12 as it hops around down here. I don't know if you can see that or not. Little E rolls a 64. That ends up being a little ground ball over to the shortstop Nichols, who throws over to Davis at first for the sure out. Shipka moves up to second, and here's Jerry Freeman with a runner in scoring position. Only one out, top of the fourth. Freeman rolls a 26 for a 27. It's a ground ball over to Collins. He looks the runner back and throws to first for the out, 2 away. George McBride now, and he rolls a 41 for a 28, and that's a ground ball again to Nichols this time, and he throws to first for the out. We go to the bottom of the fourth, and it is Ossie Schreckengost up there. Schreckengost, my apologies. He rolls a 53 for a 20, changed to a 19. It's going to be an error on Shipka, and Schreckengost is on at first. Here comes Eddie Collins. Eddie. This is what happens when you try to read two names at once. Schreckengost isn't going anywhere. Collins will just swing away, and it's a 36 for a 33. Good thing we didn't do that hit and run. That's a pop-up over to Shipka for the first out. Topsy Hartzell now. Bottom of the fourth inning, and he rolls a 16 for a 26. That's a little ground ball over to second baseman Delahanty. Flips over to McBride at second for the force out, and there's 2 away, and here is Harry Davis, this time with Hartzell on at first. Davis rolls a 63 for a 31. That's a fly ball to Milan in center field. We go to the top of the fifth. Bob Gainley up there, 1-0 lead for the Senators. Gainley rolls a 46 for a 27. That'll be a little ground ball over to third baseman Collins, who throws to first for the out, 1 away. Here's John Warner. And Warner rolls a 63 for a 31. That's a fly ball over to center field. It's Oldring who has it for the out, 2 away. And here's Long Tom Hughes. He rolls a 61 for a 13, and he strikes out. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Simon Nichols up there for the Athletics. They only have 1 hit. Nichols rolls a 25 for a 9, and there is the second hit. He gets that hit over shortstop, and he is fast and is the runner on at first. And here's Eddie Plank, and of course he's going to bunt. It is bunt o'clock, and Plank rolls a 23 for a 32. That's a good bunt over to the left side. Shipka has it, throws over to first for the out. 1 away. Jimmy Collins up there now with the runner in scoring position. And Jimmy rolls a 35 for a 13. That's an awful roll for him, and that's from the leadoff hitter. Who made these lineups? Oh, wait, it was me. 2 outs, and here is... Check it out. I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay, whatever. Is that from my phone? Yeah, just a second. Oh, nope. Siri went away. I recommend going away from Apple products if you're going to do this line of business. Murphy up there now, and he rolls a 32 for a 26. That's a ground ball over to the second baseman, Delahanty. He throws over to first for the out. We go to the top of the sixth. Here is Jim Delahanty. He rolls a 34 for a 44. There is a little E roll pending, and it's going to be a 35. That's a little fly ball over to center field. Oldring has it for the out, 1 away. Otis Clymer now. He rolls a 31 for a 9, and that's a single for him, but then he is caught trying to steal second with that little C that gets you every time. Hit number 5 for the Senators here off of Eddie Plank, and here's Bill Shipka, and he rolls a 61 for a 13 and strikes out. We go to the bottom of the sixth inning, and it's Rube Oldring. He rolls a 54 for a 45, and the little E rolls a 36. That's this little fly ball over to right field. Clymer has it for the out, 1 away. Schreckengost, and he rolls a 63 for a 30. It's a fly ball to left. Gainley has it for the out, 2 away, and it's Eddie Collins. Collins rolls a 35 for a 9. There's a base hit, only number 3 for the Macmen, and here comes Topsy Hartzell. Runner on first base, but 2 outs, so you can't do much. Hartzell hitting 189, and he rolls a 51 for a 9, and he gets the base hit, and that sets up Harry Davis, who's hitting 173. Runners on at first and second. His roll is a 42 for a 14, and that's a walk. Hughes is starting to lose it here in the bottom of the sixth inning, and here comes Simon Nichols. 2 outs still, and we had nobody on with 2 outs. And, oh, man, did you see that? This is a 66. And following up that 66 is a 42 for a 6, and that's a double that clears the bases. Nichols winds up on that second base. Eddie Plank up there, and the complexion of this game has changed in a hurry. Eddie Plank now rolls a 36 for a 33. That's a little pop fly over to McBride, the shortstop. We go to the top of the seventh. Washington suddenly finds itself behind 3-1. Clyde Milan up there rolls a 53 for a 15. That's changed to 19. That's going to be an error on the third baseman, Collins. Puts Milan on at first, and with the runner on at first base, we will check him quickly, and yes, we will. Yes, we can. Here is Jerry Freeman, who rolls a 45 for a 14. That is a successful base steal by Clyde Milan. That's why you always check. Next roll up there is an 11 for a 0, and here we go. It's going to be one of these kind of games, and it's a 64 for a 6. There's a double that scores the runner, and that's a key moment in this game. And that makes this a 3-2 ball game here in the top of the seventh inning. And I was joking all this time about playing the game too quickly or too slowly or whatever, but this game is going to slow down considerably now because we have to start thinking about what we're going to do. 1-run game here, top of the seventh inning, and it was Jerry Freeman with the big double that advanced or that scored that run that made this one close again, and there's nobody out. And here is George McBride, who has a chance to drive in another run. Do we swing away? Do we bunt? We will swing away, and the roll is a 51 for a 9. That's the right thing to do. That is a single, and the runner, unfortunately for the Senators, is thrown out of the plate. McBride able to move up to second base on that throw. But this game remains a 3-2 ball game now with one out, and McBride now is on at second. And this is the way that it works. If you've been watching along with me this whole time, if you've been watching these Skeetersoft games, you know that this sort of thing seems to happen pretty frequently. Now it's Bob Gainley up there with the runner on at second base, one out, top of the seventh. He rolls a 54 for a 45. The little lead number has changed, and it'll be a 33. That doesn't do much. It's a fly ball over to right field. Murphy has it for the out, 2 away, and here is John Warner. And John rolls a 36 for a 33. The little E roll comes up, and it's a 65, and that'll end up being a little pop fly over to the shortstop McBride. We go to, I'm sorry, not McBride, wrong team, to Nichols. There he is, and we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Jimmy Collins leads this off for Connie Mack, and he rolls a 25 for a 9. That's a single over short. I'm telling you, Long Tom Hughes is really starting to fall apart, and here's Danny Murphy. Collins not quite fast enough for us to do anything fancy. We will just swing away, and it's a 36 for a 33. Pop fly over to Shipkid, and that's one out. Good thing we didn't do any hitting and running, or we'd have 2 outs. Here's Rube Oldring. Rolls a 52 for a 27, and that's a little ground ball over to Shipkid. Third throws over to second to Delahanty. They can't complete the double play, though. 2 away, and here is Schreckengost with a chance to do something. He rolls a 63 for a 30. That's a little fly ball over to Milan in center field. We go to the top of the 8th inning. So the Washington Senators able to hold the Athletics. We go to the top of the 8th, and here's Long Tom Hughes, who's going to stay in this ball game, and he rolls a 35 for a 13. There's a strikeout, 1 away. Jim Delahanty now, and he rolls a 62 for a 12. Here is that little E roll, and it's a 52, and that's out of the range. That's a little ground ball over to Davis, the first baseman, does it himself. 2 away. Here's Otis Clymer. Clymer rolls a 51 for a 9. There's a pop fly over to Collins, the third baseman. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's Eddie Collins up there now. The Athletics hoping to increase their lead. And the roll is a 51 for an 8. That's a single for Collins, and then he's caught stealing, trying to increase the lead. A little too greedy. 1 away. Here's Topsy Hartzell. Hartzell rolls a 31 for a 14, and there's a walk, and that'll put 1 on for Harry Davis. How is Hartzell looking in terms of running? He can run. Then we'll let him run. Rolls a 61 for a 37, and that's going to be a stolen base as Hartzell steals second. That puts the potential insurance run on at second base in scoring position. Davis rolls, though, a 63 for a 31. That's a little fly ball over to Milan in center field. There's 2 outs now, and here's Simon Nichols. And he rolls a 16 for a 28. That's a ground ball over to McBride. Throws to first for the out, and here we are at the top of the 9th. So, exciting, tense game. Can Eddie Plink do it? Bill Shipka up there rolls a 32 for a 26. That's a ground ball over to Eddie Collins. Makes the play, throws to first for the out, 1 away. And here's Clyde Milan. He rolls a 35 for a 40. It's changed to a 36 as the ball. Next rolls a 32 for a 26. That's a ground ball over to Collins. Eddie Collins, the second baseman, makes the play, throws to first for the out. 2 away, last chance, Jerry Freeman. And he rolls a 32 for a 26. That one also goes over to Eddie Collins at second. Makes the play, throws over to first for the out, and there you have it. Still in under 15 minutes. How about that? And I slowed it down for you. Sorry about that. Athletics win 3-2. Hope you enjoyed your 15 minutes of fun. If you like this, go back and watch another one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.